second video here. I am so excited to share with you today some of the items that I have either collected over the past couple years or that people have donated to me, that people have gifted me, that I have bought for myself recently. There's so many great items that I just want to show you, and I'm so excited. The first thing that I want to show you is just this cart that I got from Michaels. I'm very excited about this cart. It is the color that I want my classroom to be. Essentially, the theme that I'm going for in my classroom is modern tropical meets farmhouse, I guess. But this is really nice. It has the 3 drawers and it's super sturdy. It's on wheels. It was also so easy to put together. It's from Michaels. It cost me about $25. Very excited about it. Okay, so this is something that I was really excited to purchase, and it is the Seabird label printer. And I got this straight off of Amazon, but I just thought it was so cute, so small, so compact. So I'm going to open it now and we're going to talk about how it works. So this is cool. It's just this tiny little square, very easy to take with you. And as you can see, it comes loaded already with some of the labels. There is a plug to plug it in and use, and I'm going to take a look at the instructions now and determine how to make the labels.
So the first thing you're going to do is make sure you open the app. There's a couple of different things you could do. You have these pre-made labels that you have either names or kitchen. If you click names, you have a couple templates that you can choose from here. Same goes for kitchen. You have these pre-made labels. They're really nice if you aren't 100% sure what you want to make as your label. But for this, we're going to create new. What you're going to do is type on whatever you want this to say. We're going to type Richardson because that is my last name. As you can see, I was messing around with this earlier, so we're going to go ahead and delete that and resize and move this to where we want it. What's really cool about this too is that you actually can change the font. So once you're happy with the font and you're happy with what you chose, then you can go ahead and hit return. Make sure you hit save and then print.
So one thing that I really like about these labels too, you are able to actually peel it off the back right in the middle. You're left with just this white, and then it is super easy. I'm gonna put it on the bottom of my stapler here, and there you go. Now it's labeled. Okay, so if you're anything like me, you have a love of Post-it notes and notebooks and writing utensils and all of those fun things. But I want to focus now just on the Post-it notes aspect of what I have purchased. So I found these Post-it notes, and they are the blue, pink, and green. These are actually from Sam's Club. There's 16 of the Post-it pads, and it only cost me, I think, $10. I love it because these, again, are the colors that I want to see in my classroom. About these next 2 items, I'm exceptionally happy about. I do everything on Google Calendar. I have a Google Calendar. I set it up monthly, I set it up weekly. There's Google Tasks, Google Keep. I use all of that to keep everything organized, but sometimes I just want to write down, okay, this is what I need to do today, especially on the super busy days. I have 2 ways of doing this now. The first one here says today's the day. You have a spot just to write what do you need to do today. Here's if you want to do morning, afternoon, evening, and then here is space for just some notes for your day. And it's a Post-it note, so it comes off like this and it's sticky. Love it. The second thing I bought, which is also from Post-it, that company, is this book, which first of all, beautiful. I love it so much. But the pages are kind of similar, except more broad, but it's nice that if you have, okay, here's the tasks that I really need to get done today, here's some other things that I need to do, this is what I need to note it out. Every page is blank like this. It's not dated, which is why I loved it so much, because I don't use these every single day, but if I choose to, I have the option. Someone had gifted me what I'm going to show you next, these 2 items, and I am so in love. These are not something that I would have necessarily bought for my classroom myself, but now that I have them, couldn't imagine not putting them in my classroom. They're for pencils for students. This one is blue and it says ready to write, so if you have your sharpened pencils, it'll go here. And this one says, please sharpen. So once they're done with them, if they're dull, they just stick them right in here. I also liked this idea because if students are borrowing pencils, instead of having to constantly get up and sharpen them if they need to, they can just grab a newly sharpened one and place the one that needs sharpened in here. I know students are very good at taking the pencils with them, but my hope is that maybe this will deter them from doing so. A lot of the items that I received or purchased were all from Amazon. I do the majority of my shopping on Amazon or at Target, which is where you will notice that most of these items came from. But Amazon is a favorite of mine, especially for things like pencils and pens and highlighters and even batteries and paper and printer paper and notebooks, all of these things that are just staples for every classroom. Staples even too. These are amazing to buy on Amazon, especially if you're a teacher. You can buy them in bulk through Amazon Basics, and Amazon Basics I have used for years in place of Bic for pens or Ticonderoga for pencils. I have been using Amazon Basics. I think that they are very efficient, they work really well, and again, if you're buying in bulk, it is super cheap to do so. I highly recommend doing this, and if you are interested in any of those products, I will put links to where you can find them on Amazon. Just check the description down below. Moving along with our pencils is this really nice pencil sharpener. Once again, I found it on Amazon. I really like it because it is blue, and like I said, the majority of what I want to do is greens and blues in the room. It's really big, so even though you should empty this out regularly, it's not something that I will have to do every day. I also like the different size settings. I don't necessarily think you always need them, but they're there if a student has a bigger pencil. This is really nice too because it is quieter than some of the other ones that I have seen or have actually purchased before. And also, the blade inside, it's one of the ones that when you put the pencil in, once it is sharpened, the blade will like kind of move away from it so it doesn't continuously sharpen the pencil past the point where it needs to be sharpened. I have not used it in a classroom setting, but I have used it myself since I've had it just to make sure that it worked, and I 100% recommend. I also would recommend this tiny little stapler. It is small, but very mighty. You might be looking at it thinking that you need a more intense stapler, but you don't. This staples 40 pages at a time. It obviously doesn't hold as many staples as one of the bigger ones would. Who cares? Put some more staples in. What's really nice too though is that it comes completely flat. I know some don't, so that way if you're stapling onto the board, you can. And I also like, if you see here, this is actually flat. So when you are stapling, it actually keeps this papers like more flat, because when you staple it in, it's flatter than a normal stapler. Very good. I also requested, and somebody had purchased for me, thank you again so much, this electric hole punch. So it's a 3-hole punch, it's electric, it's really nice. It will hole punch up to 20 sheets at a time, which I love because I plan on giving students like packet notes and things like that, so I can hole punch them for them prior, and if I haven't put them into a binder or something, done. And it's super easy, doesn't take a lot of time. There is a place to put batteries in, but it also comes just with a wall plug so that you can plug it in to the wall. I have used it already. It's so easy. You just put the papers in, and then there's a button right here. You just push it. That's all you have to do. Love it. And the last of the kind of boring stationery supplies that I bought was this really lovely paper cutter. I love it. It can cut up to 40 pages at one time. And look here. It is from Amazon Basics. I've already used it for a few things. It has cut really, really well. I plan on keeping this one in the classroom, and I also purchased one that's just, you know, a regular one that you use for crafts, so I could have that at home if I decide to do any of that cutting at home. One purchase that I'm really excited for is these wireless remote control and socket outlet plugs. So there's 3 of them. You can plug 3 different things into them and control them with the remote. You can either turn on 1, 2, or all of them. I love that. I plan on putting up Christmas lights around the room, and I do not want to constantly have to undo the Christmas lights all the time. So this will really help with that and make it so that I can just click the button on the remote. Very excited to use those. Can't wait to see that in the classroom. Something else that I'm really excited for in the classroom is this clicker. I have been so excited to have a clicker. Once again, this is another reason I should have always known that I was to be a teacher, because I get excited about clickers. I love it for a couple reasons. Number one, it has this thing on it, so if I wanted to, hypothetically, stick it on my shirt, stick it somewhere else, I can do that. What's also really cool is that it has a nice laser pointer. You have to turn it on, the on and on switch is on the side, has a nice laser pointer. And also it goes through the slides. You have your up and down, so it'll go through the slides. It controls volume on this side, and this helps you go through the inputs. I love it. Once again, it was from Amazon. It was $10 or $15. Came in this really nice case too, so I can keep it nice. Love it. I really wanted to make sure that I had a hanging file organizer like this. I really like the idea of doing Monday through Friday and having all late assignments, any late work, anything that the students might have missed that day. I love having it in these. However, not a huge fan of these rainbow file folders. So, because they match the theme of my classroom, I bought 2 different types of file folders. So there's these ones, and as you can see, there's the different colors that are in them. I also bought these ones that are florally, and those are the different ones that are in this. I love them. I think they're gonna be so nice. I can be teaching 2 or 3 different classes. So what I really like about them is that I have different options that I can put every class in Mondays with 3 different file folders that they'll be able to go through and know which late work is theirs. Now I can get into some of the fun things that I bought. Not that this wasn't fun. I'm very excited to use all of these. I just said I love the floral print. I love this. So I bought this clipboard from Target. It was $4, probably a little bit more than I usually would have wanted to spend on one when I could have got a regular one at the dollar store, but I love it. It matches everything, especially the 3 binders that I purchased last year. I knew that this was the theme that I wanted, so I went and purchased all of these from Target. There's this one. This is just a 1-inch binder from Green Room. I love Green Room because they are eco-friendly, they hold up really well, and they're so cute. This is another one from Green Room as well. Again, just sticking with the floral theme. And lastly, this one was also from Green Room. This is a 2-inch binder from them. This is the one that most matches the clipboard that I bought, so just very, very excited to use these in the classroom. Like I said, I was doing the tropically, rainforesty farmhouse vibe. More so the modern tropical than the farmhouse, but I bought these from the Target dollar spot. They're just little posters. Nothing special like about the posters themselves, but I love the print on them. There's this one, and this one's a giraffe. I think they're so cute. Another thing that I purchased this year that I 100% recommend to anybody who does not have one is Scott's Laminator. It's a thermal laminator. It's amazing. Also, if you're looking for laminating sheets, you can get a bundle of 200 of them from Amazon for cheaper than I have found in any store. So my plan is I'm just going to laminate these and stick them up somewhere once I see my classroom and I get in and ready to decorate. There are 2 different individuals that have really cute modern tropical and farmhouse images that you can purchase on their TPT store. The first one is the Little Ladybug Shop. She does more of the farmhouse ones. I just love them. It says if you never try, you will never know. So this is something that will be laminated. I haven't got around to it yet, but I will be putting this up in the classroom. The other person is Ashley McKenzie, and she does more of the modern tropical. These are just some of the ones that I like from her. This is actually my favorite. It says, think like the person you want to become. I think that is such incredible advice, and I'm hoping that the students seeing this every day will be inspired by that. And then here's a all famous, today is a good day for a good day. I just love the print on that. And this one that's a little different, But I like this because I'm a science teacher. I will be most likely teaching Earth and space science. This looks like you could start to find constellations in it, so very happy about that. And it says, choose kind. Very cute. I also bought a lot of fun magnets and push pins. I can't get over how stinking cute they are. So we got a cactus. I think that's a leaf. Pretty sure it's a leaf. And then this says good vibes. I just think they're so cute. But these ones I'm super excited for. These are the magnets and these are the push pins. They're just little succulents. I have so many succulents that I plan on putting into the classroom. I actually bought all of these little succulent holders, such as this one here. I have so many of these different animals and they just hold tiny little succulents. They're so cute. They're between $3 and $5 at Target. There's so many different ones that you can find. I usually find them at the Target dollar spot, and when I see a new one, I buy it. So I'm gonna have a whole zoo by the time I'm done. So I said I was doing this modern tropical theme, but I haven't showed you any of like the farmhousey theme items. I just have a few. I just wanted something to kind of tone down the tropical aspect of it. So for my bulletin boards, I did buy this kind of whitewashed wood bulletin board lining. I'm going to get kind of a maybe burlap, something of that color variety to put on the board itself. I also got this cell phone holder. It actually holds 30. I really liked it because number one, the numbers are already on. I don't have to put them on. Number two, it's this burlap, so it's going to match that vibe that I'm going for in my classroom. I know that cell phones are now an integral part of classrooms, of society, of life. I want to try to minimize cell phone use as much as possible, and I know that there's probably a lot of people saying you're not going to be able to. I agree. I don't think I can 100% eliminate them from the classroom, but anytime we're doing a test or group work or discussions, I would really like them to put their phones in here so that I know that they're paying full attention. I know that you can't ask them to do that every day. I attempted that in my student teaching and that was a fail. But I think if it is something I'm not taking it from them every time they walk into my classroom. It's just every once in a while when I really, really, really want their attention, phone goes in here. I think that'll work. We'll see. I'll let you know how that goes. So there's just a couple more things that I wanted to show you. I asked for a bunch of these film canisters, and I'm sure you're like, what are you going to do with film canisters? I saw somebody talk about a first day of school activity that I am really, really looking forward to doing in my classroom. Essentially, you group them into 4, and in 4 of them you put the same item. So maybe one has pennies, one has TikToks, one has Tic Tacs, you know, things like that. Also, you put something inside of it, like a little piece of paper that says, who's your favorite artist? What's your favorite food? Things like that. So you tell students, don't open them. And they're gonna sit there and they're going to shake them around. And they're gonna shake them and find who they think also has that item. In my classroom, I plan on setting up the desks in groups of 4. There's going to be so much collaborative and group work happening in the classroom, so I think it's best just to have the desks always in group of 4. So they're gonna look to see if they can match up their 4, and when they think they have it, they're gonna pick one of the groups and sit down. Once everyone has sat down, we're gonna go through and see if they did it correctly. Because I think it's a big lesson too that sometimes scientists have no idea if something's going to work. They might mess it up. And I think that's a big lesson because I don't know how many of the groups are actually going to guess correctly. So we're gonna start with that, and then now they're in groups of 4. So that takes out the guesswork of me having to put them in groups because they've just done it themselves. So we're gonna go around the room. They're going to say their name and they're going to read their piece of paper and give me their answer. I think that's a really exciting way just to get them intrigued about science, to show them the kinds of things that we'll be doing in the classroom, and then I'll immediately start talking about classroom rules and procedures because that is very important to do on the first day of school. Like I said, I plan on doing a lot of group work and a lot of more than just basic paper work. I want students to be engaged and really learn from what they're doing and not just writing down notes or copying this and writing this there. So I want to do a lot of paper manipulatives, whether they are like game-esque or if they're just to help them learn a little bit better. So as somewhere to put all those manipulatives, I got this, what's actually supposed to be a photo holder, but there are 16 different holders in them. They're just this big. They would hold a 4x6 photo, just a group of photos, obviously. And you just open it up. You can put all your manipulatives in there. And I like that. And the last thing that I wanted to show you today is, since I do plan on having students in groups and doing a lot of group work, so I want every group to have a place to put all of their items. I think that this will cut down on a lot of classroom time wasted, because I'm gonna put on the board, we're doing group work today, group leaders, grab your basket. I just want to take the time here to say as well, if you were one of those who did donate or gift some of these items to me, thank you so much. It means the world to me. If you are a new teacher and you are struggling to figure out how you're going to come up with some of the money to buy the items that you want for your classroom, I would recommend doing the same. Thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that you can get notified when my next video comes out. I will be posting every Tuesday at 8 a.m. And so I look forward to seeing you next week.